Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Global Launch Lounge. For those of you who I did not meet at the last segment, my name is Ziad Haider. I'm the Department of State's Special Representative for Commercial and Business Affairs. The office that I head up at the State Department is responsible for, among other things, promoting entrepreneurship globally, including organizing this terrific summit, if I can say that on my own accord, the Global Entrepreneurship Summit. The seventh such one, and happily there will be an eighth next year in India. The purpose of this particular setting is to really highlight the critical work and partnership that we have with many of the representatives behind, who are from the private sector or from foundations. And I say that partnership because even as we spend much of our time in government putting together platforms like this that bring entrepreneurs from, in this case, 170 countries together, we also spend a great deal of time on the road talking to government officials of things they need to do to provide a more enabling environment for entrepreneurship, from IP to ease of starting a business. But everything that we do ultimately allows ideas to flourish. But for that idea to turn into something real, it's the folks behind me who are willing to put real capital behind those ideas that makes thoughts into reality. So we're deeply grateful for your taking the time to make the commitments that you've made and to share them with us here at GES in particular. Just to give you a sense of the format for this, what we'll do is we'll just have our speakers come file up here one by one and talk about their particular commitment and have a seat. At the end of each of their remarks, we'll collectively take Q&A at the end, and we'll then have 45 minutes altogether for this entire segment, all right? So with that, we're going to first have, and I'll just announce their names first before they come up. We'll start with Ross Beard, who's CEO of Village Capital, Amy Stuesberg, Executive Director of the Blackstone Charitable Foundation, Franz Pasch, VP of Corporate Affairs at PayPal, and Kevin Turner, who's the Chief Operating Officer at Microsoft. They'll come up and each briefly speak for a total of about 5 to 7 minutes, given the size of the group. We can work with that. We'll then have Nikunj Jisi speak from IFC. He's the Global Head of Venture Capital. We'll have Will Poole, who's the co-founder of Capria Ventures, and then we'll close it out with Daniel Lubetsky, who's the founder and CEO of Kind Snacks, and Andrew Yang, who's the CEO and founder of Venture for America. So Ross, Amy, Franz, and Kevin, if you could just come up one by one, and then we can rotate to the next.
Thank you so much, and thanks to you and the GES team for hosting us. So I'm CEO of a group called Village Capital, and over the last 7 years, we've supported over 600 entrepreneurs across the world, solving the biggest problems we face: health, energy, education, financial services. And one of the things we've learned is the typical startup, particularly in Silicon Valley, views a big institution as something to disrupt or something to demonize, but definitely not something to partner with. But when you're in very complicated problem-solving areas like our energy supply or like the financial health of the population, what we found is that startups increasingly have to partner with institutions that are putting serious resources and have great people working on these problems. And so today we're really excited to announce over $2 million in partnerships from many of America's greatest and most innovative companies to help entrepreneurs around the world. So we have a partnership with the Blackstone Charitable Foundation to support entrepreneurs in the US that are solving energy problems. We have a partnership globally with PayPal, putting resources and putting employee engagement behind improving the financial health of people worldwide. We have a partnership with Microsoft that's increasing internet access in rural areas around the world, which creates a platform for all kinds of ways that people can improve their lives. And we have a partnership with BlackRock sitting back there on upstage, but thank you for the partnership too, increasing access to financial services both in Mexico and in India. And we're incredibly excited to partner with these great institutions, and we're even more excited to see the impact that the entrepreneurs that we support will have.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to say how excited Blackstone is about this partnership. We usually make our investments in regions, and after meeting Ross, I think it's really important to make the point that we really invest in leadership and entrepreneurs, and Ross is a leader and an entrepreneur in the space of innovation around entrepreneurship, and so we're really looking forward to making our first investment in a sector which is in energy in the US, and seeing what companies come out of that and the jobs they create and the capital formation that comes out of it. So thanks so much, and thank you, all of you.
So we've had the opportunity to work with Village Capital for about 3 years, and I have to say it's been completely inspiring to work with Ross and the Village Capital team, because they are out there really looking for interesting and innovative solutions and bringing all kinds of new minds and thinking into areas that the world really needs. For us, we're partnering on expanding financial health around the world. We stepped up into a global partnership with Village Capital. And for PayPal, this is at the core of our vision. We are focused on how we can better serve those who are underserved by the financial system. And we think in a world of software and smartphones, we should be able to get at this problem. But we know we can't do it alone. And so we're very proud to be able to include in the coalition of entities, whether from the public sector, from the private sector, from the nonprofit sector, and also from entrepreneurs who are bringing new ideas. This is the kind of coalition and partnership that's going to make a difference, and we're really proud to be up here with Ross and with the other partners. Thanks.
Thanks. I'm Kevin Connolly with the Affordable Access Initiatives at Microsoft. And in November, we launched the Affordable Access Initiatives Grant Fund to fund eventually 12 winners from around the world who are focused on the problem area of affordable internet access and energy access. So just some amazing winners from around the world, everything from IoT solutions for rural farmers in Latin America to rural telemedicine in Botswana to education solutions in India and all sorts of great things in between. The reason why we've done this is because we believe that we're not going to be the ones who solve the last mile problems around the world, but we want to help partner and enable those people as part of our mission to empower every person and organization in the planet to achieve more. We're really excited to partner with Village Capital on this because aside from the grant fund, we really would like Village Capital to help provide these startups from around the world with two things. Number one, the expertise that they'll need to help refine their business models, and number two, to help them figure out how to really scale their business and take it to the next level. So pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Nikunj Jinsi. I am with the IFC, where I run the Venture Capital Group. IFC, International Finance Corporation, is the private sector investment arm of the World Bank Group. And the aim of IFC Venture Capital Group is to make investments in transformative and innovative technologies that have a transformative effect on people's lives by bringing down the cost of goods and services and providing extra access to people in developing markets. We focus on sectors such as health technology, education technology, financial services technologies, energy clean technologies, and consumer internet. I'm here to announce that we are happy to double our effort and look to increase and double our portfolio over the next 2 years to $1 billion. We currently have a portfolio on the direct side where we make investments directly into companies that effectuate emerging markets of $500 million, looking to move that up to $1 billion. In addition, we're looking to grow and spur the ecosystem that's required for innovation. As we see in Silicon Valley, the value of an ecosystem is incredibly important. We believe now we're at a generational point where we could actually see pockets of innovation and ecosystems happen in other parts of the world, specifically in emerging markets. And we're here to commit ourselves not just to investing in direct companies, but also into fund managers. We're looking to invest an additional $150 million over the next 2 years in fund managers, as well as into accelerators. So we're looking to effectuate across the whole spectrum of innovation at the early stage to slightly later stage to help build ecosystems by also crowding in the private sector market, helping us out on that. Happy to address any questions on that later.
I'm Will Poole. I'm with Capria Ventures. 4 years ago, my partners and I saw a very interesting opportunity in India, which is that great entrepreneurs were not able to get the funding they needed to build their businesses and have the combined financial opportunity and social opportunity that they saw in front of them. And so we started a fund called the United Seed Fund, and 3 years later, we were named the most leading impact investor in India. And I'm not here to talk about that today. I'm here to talk about what we learned along those 3 years, which is this thing called the missing middle, the gap that entrepreneurs see, the inability to get the funding they need to move their companies forward, is in fact a worldwide phenomenon. And so we had calls from people from anywhere from Nairobi to Nicaragua saying, hey, why aren't you operating a early stage fund here? We need you. We have entrepreneurial talent. We have market opportunities. And we said, well, it's pretty hard commuting from Seattle to India. We probably can't do that all over the world, but maybe we can do something better. So we created an accelerator called Capria, and the Capria Accelerator is the first accelerator for impact fund managers, not for entrepreneurs, but for the people that are going to invest in those entrepreneurs. We started that accelerator just over a year ago, and we've had amazing reaction from around the world with applications from 154 applications from 45 countries as of the end of April. So we've really touched something the world needs. Today, I'm really pleased to announce that we are creating a new fund to sit next to the Capria Accelerator called the Capria Emerging Managers Fund. This will be a $100 million fund to invest in the managers that come through our accelerator and other managers that we find around the world that are addressing this concept of the global missing middle, the early stage funding that will help great companies be started. We also announced today that we've accepted the first 2 managers into our next cohort of the Capria Accelerator. 3 amazing women from Africa creating a fund focused on investing in women called Alethea Identity. And we also brought in 2 managers from Turkey who are investing to create an indigenous and successful, thriving startup ecosystem that stays in Turkey instead of moving elsewhere in the EU. Finally, we're very pleased to announce today that we have 3 new partners supporting the Capria effort. One of them is the Sorensen Foundation, very focused impact investor, globally renowned, and we're pleased to partner with him. The Kenny-Ark Family Foundation, and last but not least, the International Finance Corporation, IFC, one of Nikunj's colleagues. So we have a great amount of support behind us. We're really pleased to see this in the industry, and we have now an effort to raise that $100 million and to invest it around the world and go from there. Thank you.
Hi guys, I'm Daniel Lubetsky. I'm the founder and CEO of Kind Snacks. In addition to Kind, about 6 months ago, we created a foundation, the purely nonprofit organization. Both the foundation and the company's philanthropic work has centered on helping the most needy through acts of kindness or by inspiring kindness in all of our daily lives. What we noticed over the last year or 2 is that we're getting more and more requests from social entrepreneurs and fellow entrepreneurs that want to learn from our mistakes and from our successes. And we decided we do have, in addition to our other programs focused on helping the most vulnerable, we have a program where we encourage all of our team to give back to their communities. We decided that this year we're going to do it a little bit different. On November 10th, we're going to close our offices. Every single team member at Kind, whether they're the president of the company or the person that just started in their job at Kind, is going to be called upon to give back to their community, specifically to help social entrepreneurs. In the tri-state area, all of the hundreds of team members that work at Kind are, with the support of the Kind Foundation in partnership with Venture for America, are going to give a day of coaching to social entrepreneurs or to entrepreneurs that are trying to improve their communities. We're going to have a full day of plenary sessions with inspiring speakers as well as one-on-one sessions. Anybody that's interested in signing up or joining can, starting today, go to kinded.com/ENT, kinded.com/ENT, and share with us what they'd like to learn, how they'd like to participate. We're going to give shape to the program based on the feedback from the social entrepreneurs and new entrepreneurs that want to learn how we can help them give back. Andrew had a bunch of really creative ideas, many of which we might take on, but we're really, really honored to be working with Andrew because, as he can explain, they have a lot of experience in fostering and supporting new entrepreneurs, and hopefully we'll be able to impart not just money and Kind bars, but also advice and guidance to those that want it. Andrew insisted that the most valuable thing that we can do is probably give people 1 free year of Kind bars, because startup entrepreneurs are like starving and they can't even eat that falafel. So if we give them the Kind bars, they'll have the fuel to keep going. So that's one of the crazy ideas that we have here, but Andrew will elaborate a little bit.
Kind bars, delicious, nutritious. They better be nutritious because I eat a ton of them all the time, every day. Every time I go to a bodega, they're right there. I don't know how Daniel got distribution such that you can't leave a store without Kind bars in your line of sight. So it's a privilege to work with Daniel. Seeing Kind Kind come of age to a point where now the team can take the time and energy to give back to the community in this way. It's a privilege to be able to support this work. I'm the CEO and founder of Venture for America, which helps young entrepreneurs develop to the point where they can start businesses. We place talented graduates around the country with experienced entrepreneurs, not quite as experienced as Daniel, but more experienced than they are. One of our fellows is here in the front row, Avery Hairston. And so this Entrepreneurship Summit in New York on November 10th is going to be an opportunity for the Venture for America community to come together and support the next generation of entrepreneurs, which is really our mission anyway. So this is such a natural partnership. Daniel and I met through the Presidential Ambassador Global Entrepreneurship Program, and we're excited to make this a reality. I also want to give a shout out to the Global Entrepreneurship Summit itself, because even in the time that we've been formulating this, I had a productive conversation with the folks at the Blackstone Charitable Foundation. It looks like we're going to be trying to have some of their young entrepreneurs out of Blackstone Launchpad participate, as especially those who are in the food entrepreneur space, which is apparently very popular among the founders that have come through Blackstone Launchpad. So thrilled to take any questions, but privileged to work with Daniel and Kind to support the next generation. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's go right to Q&A. I'll offer some closing thoughts at the end. Please just state your name and please keep it to a question. Nothing to add? Nothing to ask? Okay.
We were so clear.
So crystal clear. Okay, well, excellent. Well, is there anything any of you would want to elaborate on? Okay. Well, let me just say this. Again, I am deeply grateful. My office has spent the better part of the year organizing this summit, and to see it come to fruition, not just in terms of a lot of people from all over the world coming here to talk, but actually getting all these individuals up here who are talking not just about funding, mentorship, other platforms, and the relationships they seem to be forming just by virtue of this as well, is very gratifying. And as I said, the show will continue in India next year. So hopefully we'll be there, and many of you will be there to continue making such commitments. But we stand ready to partner with you. And to just channel what Secretary Kerry said this morning, from our point of view, entrepreneurship, as he said, there's an intimate connection between what entrepreneurs do and what he does as Secretary of State in terms of the prosperity dividends, in terms of the stability dividends, and I'll just lastly say in terms of the dignity dividends. And I'll reflect here a little bit, since you don't have questions, that I was in Tunisia last month, and I asked an entrepreneur there, what does entrepreneurship mean to you? And his response to me was, entrepreneurship to me means success without unfair advantage. Success without unfair advantage, meaning to say that I can build something that's of my own worth, of my own dignity, without needing to rely on friends in high places, in the state, in the government. And you all are giving people a chance to do that on their own accord. So we're deeply grateful, and thank you again. Thank you all for joining.